Welcome back to ABC News Live coverage of the 2022 midterms. And with many races too close to project, control of Congress and the future of President Biden's agenda are hanging in the balance. Democrats have seemingly defied expectations of a Republican red wave, but they could still lose control of the House, the Senate, or both. ABC News Washington correspondent Jay O'Brien on Capitol Hill with more. Jay, good to see you. You know, we're learning about House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy formally announcing his bid for Speaker now. What does he have to say?
Yeah, he just sent a letter to colleagues formally throwing his hat in the ring to become the next Speaker of the House if the GOP gets control of that chamber. In the letter, he said he would give the House GOP the resources they need to go, quote, toe-to-toe with the Biden administration, signaling towards those investigations that House Republicans have said that they will launch quickly if they take control of the House into Hunter Biden, into the Afghanistan withdrawal. If Kevin McCarthy does become the next Speaker of the House, he will do so with a slimmer majority than he wanted. Last night, he and other Republicans had prepared for this celebration here in Washington, D.C. to watch the returns. There was a party, but it certainly wasn't the party that McCarthy was perhaps looking for. Nonetheless, a majority is a majority, and if the GOP gets that majority, McCarthy will be in line to be the next Speaker of the House. He will be poised to take that job. He has no known opposition. It is his job to lose, Kira.
Yes, it is. And Jay, we're also hearing from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, also for the first time. Let's talk about what she has to say.
Well, Democrats really outperformed, and that's what Speaker Pelosi said. She was on a call with House Democrats. She said it's a remarkable achievement, referring to last night, what we all did working together. Earlier, just before that call, we saw Speaker Pelosi here in the Capitol. I asked her if she expected what happened last night to happen. She didn't answer that question, but she's been striking the tone since late last night when the evening was young, right? And the night was still churning towards us. And she said that Democrats had overperformed. So certainly the sense amongst congressional Democrats, particularly in the House where they were not necessarily telegraphing that they expected to do well, is that last night could have gone a lot worse than it did.
So we are now projecting Republican Derek Van Orden will win Wisconsin's 3rd congressional district. Almost 53% of the vote is in. Capitol Hill police pretty shell-shocked about that.
And it's because Van Orden was present at the January 6th attack on the Capitol. He said he did not involve himself in the riot. He did not go inside the Capitol. But the sense that Capitol Police are giving today, that they're telling us, is in some cases a sense of dismay, in other cases a sense of anger, because A, this particular race, but B, because in these midterms, one of the prerequisites to get the endorsement of former President Donald Trump was in many cases denying the results of the 2020 election. So in addition to Van Orden, there will be, to some degree, a class of new members of Congress who rejected the results of the 2020 election, denied the results of the 2020 election, and now they will be members of the exact same Congress, or of the Capitol, that these Capitol Police, who clashed with rioters on January 6th, are sworn to protect.
So let's talk about this red wave that wasn't, shall we? Disappointing night for former President Donald Trump. A lot of candidates that were side by side with him, supported by him, projected to fall short. Trump, however, not looking at it that way. So we know what that says about Trump, but what does it say about his influence now on the GOP, and especially as we look forward to the future and his alleged announcement that may come in a week or so?
Yeah, I mean, and it's interesting to look at this from the other side, in that I was speaking today with staffers for Governor Ron DeSantis, who had a great night last night, a large win in Florida. They were obviously buoyed by that news, and their point was that Governor Ron DeSantis was one of the few Republicans last night who went to sleep without any disappointments. And so that potentially poises him to take some kind of the mantle of the GOP. Now, former President Trump, on the flip side of that, went to bed last night with a lot of disappointments, hand-picked candidates who did not go the distance. And so the question becomes, what kind of influence does he have over the party going forward? A, if the GOP takes control of the House, what kind of influence does he have on the further right members of the GOP as they govern? And then what does he have going forward with candidates and potentially his own candidacy?
Jay O'Brien on the Hill there, and I understand you'll be covering the Hill for us for some time. So glad to have you aboard, Jay. It's great.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.